The word narcissist gets thrown around quite a bit, but the traits that make up a narcissistic personality are actually pretty misunderstood. While you might picture a narcissist as someone who is totally in love with themselves, that's not the whole story. While personality traits of narcissists include being conceited and self-absorbed, Preston Nee wrote on Psychology Today that psychologist Stephen Johnson defines a narcissist as someone who has buried their true self-expression in response to early injuries and replaced it with a highly developed, compensatory, false self. Psychology Today also noted narcissism is actually a spectrum, like autism. At one end of the self-loving spectrum is the charismatic leader with an excess of charm, whose only vice may be his or her inflated amour-propre. At the far end of the spectrum reside individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, whose grandiosity soars to such heights that they are manipulative and easily angered. What's more is that pathological narcissists only make up 1% of the population, which means that a lot of people who are labeled as narcissistic are likely those who have toxic personalities, other undesirable qualities, or an abundance of narcissistic qualities but don't warrant a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder, which can only be diagnosed by a mental health professional. The disorder can be diagnosed only by a mental health professional and is suspected when a person's narcissistic traits impair his or her daily functioning. Developmental psychologist Eddie Brummelman said in an article by Rebecca Weber on Psychology Today. The dysfunction might be related to identity or self-direction, or cause friction in relationships due to problems with empathy and intimacy. It might also arise from pathological antagonism characterized by grandiosity and attention-seeking. Additionally, there are many different types of narcissists, and here are 6 traits to be aware of if you suspect you're involved with a narcissist. 1. Constant lies and exaggeration. Giphy. A narcissist tends to present everything as so amazing or so awful, depending on the situation. The amazing behavior usually paints a picture of them as the best at everything, the most successful, the most dedicated, the most beautiful, the hardest working, etc. The awful routine is designed to inspire attention and sympathy. Medical News Today reported that narcissists commonly exaggerate their achievements, talents, and importance. They also tend to seek out praise and positive reinforcement from others. What's more, Lenora Thompson, who writes the blog Narcissism Meets Normalcy on Psych Central, noted, narcissists are the heroes and/or the victims of their own mental fairy tale. They live in a false narrative of their own fabrication. This is the foundation of their pathological lying. She goes on to say that by definition, pathological liars might not even be aware they are lying, so they don't define their behavior as either lying or exaggeration. If you're involved with someone who constantly displays this type of grandiose behavior, and they also exhibit other narcissistic traits, you might be dealing with a narcissist. 2, they are never, ever wrong. Giphy. Everyone is wrong sometimes. After all, no one is a robot that we know of. No one likes being called out for being wrong. However, a true narcissist will never ever admit they're wrong or have made a mistake. Like, ever. They'll likely react very poorly to being questioned or challenged. Now, we can all get like this sometimes, but a true narcissist will behave this way all of the time. Many narcissists and gaslighters have thin skin and can react poorly when called to account for their negative behavior, Nee noted on Psychology Today. When challenged, the narcissist is likely to either fight, e.g., temper tantrum, excuse-making, denial, blame, hypersensitivity, etc., or take flight, bolt out the door, avoidance, silent treatment, sulking resentment, or other forms of passive aggression. 3, they can rationalize anything. Giphy. Rationalizing, I would argue, is simply another word for a narcissist employing pathological lying to make their wrong behavior seem like right behavior in their own eyes. And ours, Thompson noted on Psych Central. If things go sideways, a true narcissist will likely make every effort to explain how everything is actually exactly what they intended. Additionally, they often rationalize questionable behavior if it serves their end goal. You can usually tell when this is happening because your bullshit meter will go off. A narcissist will try their best to get you to ignore your intuition and come around to their way of thinking. because they are always right. Anything weird, anything that doesn't feel right, doesn't ring true, is too good to be true, or is bad masquerading as good, takes a lot of words to rationalize. All signs of pathological lying.